So if we talk about harmony in self, so we first have to know what is the self. Okay, what am I as a human? This is very important. And today is a very, very, very important and a core discussion. And this is in Indian texts, no? It's called Jad Avidya, ya Mool Avidya. What is the Mool Avidya? Means the root ignorance. That we do not know the self. Okay? This is the root of our ego, root of all problems in the life. This is what our Sanatan texts all say. Okay? Now let's come to this. So, as a human being, right? If we see, okay, this is symbolic representation of a human being. Okay, so all right, this is a human being who's, as we see, is smiling. So he's definitely alive right now. But if we look at it, no, so human being. Now the proposal, whole proposal is human being has two part. One is, let's say, I or the self, and self is coexisting with the human body. Now, what is the root ignorance of all human beings? It's a very basic assumption we live with. It's sort of in a DNA when we are born to earth. Okay. What is that assumption? I equal to body. Okay. And what has been proposed since thousands of years, we don't know since how long, is that I is not equal to body. Okay. I is different self and it coexists with the body. And this is again something which can be, of course, there are lots of philosophies and discussions on it. We can dive into big debates and arguments. And, whether I am separate from the body or am I exactly equal to the body? In other words, there the discussion is mind same as brain or are they two different things? Okay. So the whole proposal is that I, with my mind, am not equal to my body. We are separate entities. Hmm? If we can access our natural acceptance, which was yesterday's session, I have asked many children this question. Beta, are you the body or are you different from body? And you can, you know, you are with your body. Without fail, every child, he does not take more than 1, 2, or max 3 seconds. And he says, I am separate from the body. But if we ask adults, then often it leads to long discussions. Okay. Because our logical mind, the left brain, is too active and we have started depending a lot on our intellect for in hope of finding solutions to all questions. And therein, the intellect can argue on both directions, both fronts. And hence, you will find great arguments from philosophers on both sides. And it is very difficult to conclude just based on arguments. So unless we have direct experience ourselves of this, okay, and even if full experience has not happened yet, first we need to be connected with our natural acceptance. It knows what is there and we can just ask it and instantly it will say. All we need is to be able to access our sahaj swikriti. Okay, and we will know. After that, we can go ahead on a whole journey to come to the actual experience of being separate. Okay, and this is something I'm going to introduce more in coming sessions. Um, but today we are going to, use our natural acceptance, and also some logic and rationality can be accompanied with it. But this is the most important thing. And now, if we just start putting some, let's still take some time and observe few things. Okay. So if we look at self, okay, by the way, here when I'm speaking self right now, I am including me with the mind. Okay. I plus mind. Right now, I'm using that as the self. Okay. I plus my mind. There is also a proposal. I am not my mind. It's very interesting, but there we can come later. Right now, let's say with my mind together. To start with, first we will pick up our physical body and study that am I my physical body. Okay. So if we look at activities, okay, what are the activities of the self? Um, the self, the activities are, for example, thinking, evaluation. Together, all of this is called imagination, evaluation, memory, decision making, understanding. All of this, one part is imagination. For example, these activities of the self. And then what are activities of the body? Eat, drink, walk, sleep. Okay. These activities of the body, are they qualitative or quantitative? If we see this, can we put any weight or measure thinking in centimeters or kilograms? No. This is qualitative. All activities of the mind and self, I, are qualitative. If we look at body, all activities can be measured in time. All activities of body are quantitative. How much I walked, how much I slept, how much I can eat, right? Now, activities. Okay. Now, second thing is in time, right? Is this quantitative? That's the first question. Second question is in time. The activities of physical body, are they continuous or are they temporary? They come and go. Temporary, right? Transient. In time, always. Enough. Eat, sleep, drink, transient. Cannot be permanent. But if you look at the activities of the mind, right? Till the self is conscious, jab tak we are not like in shunya, nothingness, till we have even a body perception that I am here with my body, the mind is always active. Even connected with the body, it's perceiving senses all the time, even sensory perception, right? Perceiving from the body, correct? Beyond perception, if we go, thinking, evaluation, my imagination, all different mental activities, they are continuously happening. Mind acts in continuity. So if we start seeing, then we definitely see that a part of me as a human being is qualitative, is doing continuous activity. Second part, it is quantitative in activities and transient. If we come to needs now, one is activity, second is our needs. What are needs of the self? For example, harmony, we said, right? Like trust in relationships, respect, etc. All of these activities, again, are qualitative and they are needs, sorry, I mean the needs, and they are continuous. We always want harmony. Every here and now in the present moment, we want to feel good, right? We want relationships, we want respect. But if we go to needs of the body, food, clothes, etc. ना अच्छा एक और does this have a limit? Self, does this have a limit? No limit, because it is qualitative and we require it all the time. Hence there is no limit to how much respect I want. I want respect. Respect cannot be measured, right? Respect is or is not there. I feel respect or I don't feel respect. It's on or off, right? But here, if we go to our needs of the body, then firstly, they are quantitative again. Second, they are not continuous. They are also transient. We cannot eat all the time. Even someone says breath, we breathe all the time. But there is very interesting that breath has 4 phases, like we all observed. You cannot keep inhaling all the time. You have to let the air also go out. We call the 4 steps a continuous process, but no, it is 4 distinguished separate steps. They cannot be going forever. So hence it is transient. Does this have a limit? Of course, it has limits. Correct? How much oxygen we can take in at a time, how much food we can eat, how many clothes we need, how big a bed we need, how many rooms we need in our house. It's limited for the body. So this is, just a rational way to look at things. To some extent, it is useful. At least a logical mind can say, hey, there is definitely 2 parts of my being as a human being. And both are so different. No? Of course, this does not directly conclude that, does the self exist beyond the physical body? Correct? This does not conclude, but this is just an indicator in the direction, if we think rationally, that self is not the body. Okay?
Can I ask a question here, Ayush?
Yes.
So about the continuity of thinking and imagination and evaluation, does that also apply in deep sleep when you're not dreaming?
So in deep sleep, if we see, right, so that's a moment of discontinuity actually. If we see in a way, a point of singularity is what I experience in our perception, right? Because if you look at yourself and your mind, your body was asleep. A third person can see it. But from your first person point of view, it's still continuous. The moment you fell asleep and then you woke up and you're back with your body, that will appear continuous. Na? And secondly, it is also possible that maybe you don't remember what happened in between. And because there is no memory, and hence again, the 2 points appear continuous.
Yeah, that's my experience. I mean, I can remember sort of dreaming even if you don't remember the contents of the dream, but then the deep sleep is, yeah, I don't even imagine observing it myself. You know what I mean? It's just blankness.
It's blankness, it's nothingness, it's where time stops. There is no activity at all. zero activity. And hence, it cannot even be measured in time because the whole concept of time comes from activity. It's very interesting, if what we see, can I delete this now, Hannah? I think we had an explanation. So because we will just continue from here to further even amide my mind also, this next question. But before we move there, since we've approached the topic of time, right? So there are two things. One is a present, okay? And actually, the present can be called the ever present. Because we are always in present. We are present in present moment, always. Past is a memory and future is imagination. But what we say as time is moving. Yes, the time is moving. What do we say? Time is moving. When we speak of the moving time, it's always in relativity. So how is time can be measured is always based on two objects. Whenever we start measuring time, the very fundamental of origin of time, like how many seconds or hours passed, comes when there is one object and around there is another object in a circular motion. So the time to complete one circle, start from here and complete here. Okay. This we measure. We divide this in parts. This is 1 second. This is 1 second. This is 1 second. This is 1 second. We have divided and defined it as a second. Okay. But effectively, what are we measuring? Circular motion. If these two objects were moving in parallel lines, there is no relativity. Till infinity, they will move in parallel line, and we cannot measure the passage of time. What is passage of time? Earth is moving around the sun. This is the passage of time. Moon is moon. If this is Earth, moon is revolving around the Earth. Passage of time. So we calculated based on sun, and then we calculated based on moon, like how much time moon takes. So this was about time. So when we are in deep sleep, because there is no activity happening, so we experience nothing. It's like who? It's I'm suddenly now up and time has passed 4 hours on Earth. But where was I in that time? We don't have a memory of that. Okay, and hence no perception when we are with this body. But when we are conscious and aware, our activities are continuous. That's there.